Hello and thank you for joining me. I'm Heather Forgan of stampwithnellie.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the UK, and today I'm going to make a pop-up fold card, and I don't have a sample to show you, but I have made one in the past to send to my best friend on her birthday. So I will pause just now and hopefully insert some photos of that card so you can see what I created previously. Okay, so that one was made with the Thoughtful Journey Designer Series paper, but I'm going with In Colour Designer Series paper and Pretty in Pink for this one. So I got the main mechanism for the card and the measurements from the lovely Barry at Mitosu Crafts, and I will put a link to his video there as well in the description for this. I'll also put a link to my blog post so that you can get my measurements for the extra element, and also links to the products that I have used, which will be available to buy in my online shop. Okay, so first things first, this piece of card measures 10 inches by 8¼ using 8¼ because that is the full width of a sheet of A4, and 10, so I've taken the length of it down to 10 inches. Okay, so on that long side, I just cleared some other stuff out of the way there. I was just getting in my road. So on that long side, I want to score this at 2 inches. Oh, my watch is telling me it's got a low battery. 2 inches, and then at 3½ inches. Then at 6½ inches, and then at 8 inches. Okay. And then on the short side, I want to score that at 1½ inches. On either end. Now, I also, whilst we've got this here, want to add a little mark at 5 inches. So I'm just using my trimmer just to put a little mark there, or you could use a pencil if you've got a sharp enough pencil, and can't see one lying around that's sharp enough. You could use a pencil instead of putting a little notch on there. That's quite a long notch, and that one isn't. I can see them. Okay, so we're going to do our normal folding and burnishing with bone folder. These ones come this way. Okay, and then I want this one to come in like that, and then that one will fold back out like that, and same on the other side. So not the first score, second score will fold over that way as you normally would, and then this one will fold back. Okay, so you can see that we've got those pieces sitting quite neatly together at the front there. Okay, so that's part one of the mechanism. Okay, now those marks that I put in, I am going to add in a diagonal score line from that halfway point there, the 5-inch point, from there down to that corner, and the same down to that corner, and then the same on the other side as well. Okay, so I'm just lining up my ruler just shy of that mark and that corner, and giving that a decent press. Same again, just shy of the corner and of that mark. There we are. And I'll do the same and just turn this right around. And I didn't make a very big mark at the top there, but I can still see it, so that's good. One there. And if I'd done pencil marks, I would try and remember to take them out, just to erase them. Okay, so we've got all of our scoring done now. We need to do a little bit of cutting. Okay, so again, this is my top, the long side there. Okay, I am going to cut this bit out completely, and I'm going to take a little bit out of that one as well. Okay, so take my scissors straight past that first and up to the second score line. Okay, then take all of that bit and a little bit of that bit, and then I use my normal snips, a little less cumbersome. Okay, and I'm going to just take a little wedge out either side there, and that will be our tab for the kind of box part of the card. Okay, so it looks like that. Now I'm going to do exactly the same on this side. So up 1, 2, take that full piece and a little piece out, like that, and then wedge. Okay. The mechanism for this card is pretty easy once you know what you're doing. Like most things in life, it's easy when you know how. Okay, so straight along there, chop a bit of that one off too, and I'm just going to try and speed things up a little. Take a wedge off there. Okay. Try and speed it up so much that I didn't quite get to the end of that there. Let's try again. That's better. Better. Okay, and then the last one. So straight along. 1, 2. Tuck that out of the way. Chop an extra little bit off there. And then a little wedge. Little wedge. We now look like this. Okay, so I have a piece of designer series paper to put in the middle there. Okay, this measures 2 3/4 inches by 5 inches. And I have the same size in white card to put on the back so that there's lots of room to write a personal message. Okay. Just stitch that down, and I'll just do this one while we're at it. Okay. That's that there. Okay. So this is back to, this is the inside, and I have used some of the Thoughtful Wishes dies to cut out a few bits and pieces, including this, and I'm going to have that on the inside in here. And the reason I'm putting this all on first is because I'm going to have my little pop-up sentiment sitting over it. So this was just really to a little bit extra decoration, because we're using tone on tone, and this will give it a little bit of a pop. So I'm just putting tiny little bits of glue on there and decide which way I want it to go. Let's go like that, and I have the tissue here so that if any glue squidges out, I can kind of absorb it. And I've just noticed there is a little bit that hadn't totally popped out there and was sticking through the glue. Okay, if that is tacky, then you may want to use a embossing buddy just to tap over that, and it'll take off any tackiness left over from your glue. Okay, now if you have a piece of patterned paper that has a continuous design, and I did cut this from one piece, so is that's that there. Okay, so these two pieces run together. Okay, so I kind of want to make sure that when I put them on there and then the card folds that way, that the design flows. Okay, so the white pieces of card measure 1 3/4 inches by 5 inches. As I said earlier, all of these measurements will be in my blog post. A link to that is in the description for this video. And then the designer series paper is just slightly smaller at 1 5/8 by 4 7/8, and it's going to pop onto this front piece here, so, and then do exactly the same with these ones. And then we can stamp our sentiment. And then do the pop-up on the inside. And then eventually close all that mechanism down. Okay. So that's where we're at for now. I've used the Unbounded Love, and this, which one did I use? That one there, and I've got the Happy Birthday already mounted up to stamp with more Pretty in Pink ink onto there. And if you do it at a jaunty angle, nobody can tell you you've done it at squint. All these tips and more. Right, so I've also got a piece of card and some other little bits of embellishments, die cuts. Again, using Thoughtful Wishes. So this piece here will be what pops up my happy birthday. So I need to do a little bit of scoring on that. This measures 3/4 of an inch by 5 inches. And I want to score that at 1.5 inches. Then at 2.25. Then at 3.75, and then at 4.5. Okay. And just quickly fold these pieces over and then put some glue on that little 1/2 inch piece here. Fold that down and then just fold that down on top. Give it a little press. Okay. A little press that way as well, just to be sure. Okay. Now, I've put the join at the top there, so because that's going to sit on top of it. And then if I'd put it down there, you'd see it. So I'm going to add some glue to this long bottom section here. And I'm going to place that right up to that score line here, kind of roughly in the middle. Okay. Then I'm going to add some glue to that first section, so just before that score line there, and then I'm going to fold this piece right over on top. Okay, and give that a moment to grab that glue. Okay, so now we have this pop-up mechanism in there. Okay, I want to put that on there, so I'm just going to add glue right along the top of that and pop that on there. Now the thing to remember with whatever you're putting on here is that when that folds over, it cannot, I did this earlier, it was fine, it cannot go further than that line there, because that needs to go over there. Okay, so that is really, really tight. I think I need to move that over a smidge. That's better. I knew it would fit. On my friend's one, I just did trimmed that right down, so I had a little bit more room. Okay, so I can now decide if I want to add in some other bits and bobs from these die cuts, and I think I will add a little bit of glue on here. And we can have that stuck underneath, like that. And maybe do one here as well. And again, I don't want to have too much glue because I don't want anything sticking down that shouldn't. Okay. Oh, that's, see, no. I need to put that more up that way so that it's not going to go over that line. Okay. And then I've got some other little bits that I'll just put on the bottom. Let's have that coming down there. And I'll put another one up in there. And I think that might do. Oops. Let's put that one there. Okay. Bear with me a moment. I'm going to find an embossing buddy and just make sure that I haven't got any tackiness left under there. Okay, so I am fairly certain now that I don't have any tacky glue remaining that is going to spoil things for me. Okay, so this bit needs to fold forward, and I should have done that bit first. Okay, and then on that diagonal line there, folding back the way like that. Might be easier to see it on the other end where I don't have so much stuff in the way. Okay. Fold that back so that that score line is sitting along the edge of my card, like so. And I'm just going to take a little bit more off of that tab, like that, and burnish that. Okay, so fold that over, fold that back. As I say, it would probably be easier to do that before, certainly burnish those score lines before doing all of this bit here. But hey, lesson learned, next time. So folding that back, I've got that score line, this score line here along the edge of my card base there. Give that a little burnish, and then that one comes down. Give that a little burnish. Okay, so I'm wondering if this is going to foul that. Do you know, we've come this far. If I need to take it off once we're done, I will take it off once we're done. Okay, so I'm going to add some glue to all 4 of these tabs. Oh, we've got sunlight for the first time today as I'm recording. So a little bit of glue on those 4 tabs. Enough to hold it, but not to squish out the side. Okay, so let's push that down there. And push that down there. Then we can fold that side over. Give that a little press. You're getting lines from my blind here. I was not expecting any sunshine because we've really not had very much. That down and that over like so. Again, we'll just leave that glue a moment or two to grab. And at this point you can decide whether you want to have a belly band, as I did with my friend's 65th birthday card, or not. And on my friend's one I did some stamping along there as well. But there we go. So, moment of truth. Yes, it works. Okay. I'm not going to play about with it too much because I really want that glue to set in that corner, in those corners like that. But there you go. We've got a beautiful card that stands up. Lots of room to write on there when you've got it folded flat. And you've got that pop-up surprise inside. I think I'm going to finish mine with some ribbon instead of a belly band this time. Okay, I've changed a couple of things from my friend's one, so why not just do something different to close this one. Do I want it to be in the middle? Yeah, I think I do. Okay. So just tying that into a bow. Like so, and then I can play about until I am happy with it. Or perhaps even retie it if I'm not happy altogether. There we go. It's not too bad. Let me get my ribbon snips. Chop that off at a little angle there. And do the same here. Get rid of that little bit there. Rid of that. And then I could add some in colour gems onto it as well. Why not? If I can find them, there they are. Okay. I'm going to go with a big one there, big one there, and a little one beside it down here. And there we go. We have a surprise pop-up card. Undo the ribbon. Kind of fold that a bit tight there. And we've got that surprise inside. I do hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Please remember to go over to my blog post. You'll get all of the products that I've used that you can purchase, and you'll get a link to my blog post for all of the measurements in there as well. And please, if you're new to my channel, please click on that subscribe button, click the bell, and you'll get notification the next time I upload a tutorial. Until then, please do take care. Bye bye.